It was a boy dream to play against Cristiano Ronaldo. Before the game, you see him there, he looked like this action figure. It is crazy. The toughest opponent has more or less always for us been Liverpool. I try to just be who I am, and if that's good enough for the players around me and of course the manager, then I'm doing something right. When I started, it was mainly Zidane, who I looked very much up to. He was my favorite player at the time. He moved to Real Madrid. That's why I really followed Real Madrid, and that's why I then continued to follow Real Madrid. So he was probably the player I admired the most when I was young. Of course, it was a boy dream to play against Cristiano Ronaldo. I've watched him growing up, being Real Madrid, the team I supported. So to see him in the dugout going out before the game was special. But then you've had players who you've tried to match your own abilities up against. So when we played Liverpool, where Jordan Henderson was the captain, I did try to look at certain areas where I think he was one of the best. So he's probably one of them that I thought went a bit under the radar, but played a huge part in Liverpool's success under Jürgen Klopp. Once you're in it, it's just a game like everything else. But of course, just before the game, you see him there, he looked like this action figure. You know, it is crazy. But I think we human, we get used to things quite quickly, unfortunately sometimes. So if you told me 10 or 15 years ago that boy probably wouldn't have believed it. But once you're there, it feels normal, it feels natural. It's one of the experiences I will take, of course, with me when my career is finished as well. I think there's a financial side of it, and I also think there's a certain tempo to the game that you don't see so many other places in the world. The atmosphere is quite special in the sense of it's either dead quiet or it's very loud. In Italy or Spain, Germany, it's more like an ongoing thing. The ultras and the fans, the sound they make. But if you get a goal here in the Premier League, especially at stadiums like Ellen Road, maybe Anfield, St. James's Park, it feels like an earthquake. That's probably the difference to it. And then, yeah, I think if the youth structure, the amount of talent you have in England, you can also see the national team of England is just immense and so good. So that also plays a part. I think the toughest opponent has more or less always for us been Liverpool. The way they always just kept attacking. They never let you breathe for a moment. I think they've continued that under Arne Slot as they did with Jürgen Klopp. They play with very high intensity, a lot of tempo in the game, and now they also maybe have a bit more possession. So it's not a coincidence that they are where they are in the league right now. I've had a lot of captains also in my career, and they're all different. I don't try to be a specific captain. I try to think of it as there's a reason why I am it. There's a reason why there is some people who think I'm worthy of being the captain, and therefore I shouldn't change too much. So I try to just be who I am, and if that's good enough for the players around me and of course the manager, then I'm doing something right. And then it's always about notching certain areas where you can try and improve. Just try to be me. Yeah, I think that's also one of the areas I've changed a lot over my career. I try to get in balance as quick as I can after a game, whether it's been a complete high or complete low. There's no doubt when I was young in my career, I stayed in those states for too long time, which meant it was harder for me to achieve a good performance in the next game because you sort of lose a sense of reality. So yeah, I would say I'm much better to be around no matter if we win or lose. I enjoy to play golf. I love the competitiveness, and you can do it without getting your pulse too high. So there's a recovery side to it as well. I try to educate myself, reading a lot of books, and yeah, it's something when you grow. I guess you understand the importance of finding interest outside of football and preparing for the life afterwards. I'm enjoying playing, but I'm also enjoying the challenges that will come with ending my football career, and I'm sure there'll be another fantastic period after that. London sort of feels like my home now. I've been here for almost 6 years, so gotten so used to everything. So there's a certain openness from everyone, friendliness, which is really nice, I think. And then I like the humor as well. The sarcasm is it fits my humor. I think I don't miss it as much now because what I and my wife have created here is a safe environment. In Richmond, for example, you have Joe and the Juice, which is Danish. You have Sticks and Sushi, which is Danish. We have Ole and Steen, which is Danish. You have Søsterne Grene, which is Danish. You have Tia, which is Danish. So there's so many Danish shops there anyway, and it's like living in Denmark, just in Richmond. So they make it hard for me to miss something from Denmark with all the things they're opening from Denmark. So there's nothing in particular that I really miss. The humor, the friendliness, and also the football, of course, which is the main reason I am here. The journey I've been on in football as a person, I will always connect that with a time in England. So therefore, I would say England and London in particular will hold a special part in me, because I've grown a lot and built a family. There's a big group of Danish and Scandinavian players or staff members in Brentford, and that also makes the integration easier. We spoke about all the shops that come from Denmark. There's also a few players that come from Denmark, so I've got Denmark both at work and at home. It's a word that's like symbolizes family, comfort, good times with friends, and it's funny enough always a word that people from the UK like to use as well, because they maybe feel like they miss that word that really describes that feeling. Sometimes it's about relaxing, taking a bit of the stress out from the work and being a footballer. But I think Hygge is more about being present more than anything else, not detaching yourself from your surroundings, and create surroundings that you can relax in and enjoy. I think everyone is quite good at that. I think we've had players in the past who was probably a bit more intense. Our former captain Pontus, he could use some Hygge sometimes, I would say. But other than that, I think our team is quite calm. Yeah.